Hi, everyone. Welcome to Foreign Currencies with Scott. And actually, tonight it should be me that I'm welcoming back because I've been on an extended vacation. So, normally, and what we'll get back to now, is we issue new videos on Sunday evening and on Wednesday evening, and we talk about the foreign currency market. Now, specifically, what we're doing is we are in the middle of our $1,000 challenge right now. We started on July 1. It lasts for 1 year. And based on an initial investment, we're trying to make 50% on our money by using a couple of methods in the foreign currency method that we use to trade each day if we can, but usually a little bit less than each day. So, welcome to the channel. If you want to do something that will guarantee you a solid return every year, I encourage you to look into trading foreign currencies, and that's what this channel is for. So what we're doing during this $1,000 challenge for the year is we're looking at different methods and we're seeing how the ups and downs goes, learning a little bit about the psychology of it, and just seeing if we can make more on our money. Now, we're extraordinarily confident that we will not lose money. We're extremely confident that we will do way better than any bank would do for us. And what we're hoping to do is get a 50% return on our money in this first year. So that 50% could be on any principal. The amount of principal doesn't make any difference from a technical standpoint. Where it does make a difference is up here. If you're trading something that doesn't mean that much to you, like $200 over the course of a year, doesn't really matter to you probably whether you make 50% or 10% or lose half of it. It's just not that much money. So you're not invested in an emotional state. If you made it $50,000, on the other hand, you would probably be very emotionally invested every single day. So, part of learning how to trade in foreign currencies is learning how to cancel that mental part out of it. You want to just follow a method. Some days you're going to make money, some days you're going to lose money, but in the end, you're going to be doing just fine. You're going to be making way more money than you would make if you left the money in a bank or in a CD or something like that. But you do have to just follow method. You can't let your emotions take over. What happens when the emotions take over is that if we start losing, we get fearful and we make bad decisions. And if we start winning, we get greedy and we make bad decisions. So we've got to cancel all that other stuff out, just put our heads down, follow a method, and trust it to work and see us through the entire year. So we're getting back to it. Will be our Sunday release, and then we will release another video on Wednesday and see how this trading week is going for us. Now, during this extended vacation, we did not stop trading. And remember, you do not need to stop trading no matter where you are in the world. As long as you have an internet connection, you can still trade. That market will still be open 5 days a week, 24 hours for each of those 5 days. We wanted to try to enjoy our vacation a little bit more, so we didn't trade every week in our absence, but we did trade some. Certainly, we've traded some since the last video was released, but now we'll get back to a regular pattern and see if we can get the minimum number of trades in each week. So what we're going to do in the rest of this video is my face here is going to leave you and we're going to bring up some, I think a spreadsheet, and we're just going to take a look at that and see where we are in this $1,000 challenge that started on July 1st and now it's mid-October. So we're just going to see how we're doing so far. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is the chart that we're going to look at this evening. So you can see near the upper left, we started our $1,000 challenge on July 1st. And then you see each column after that is a month. So in the far left column down at the bottom, we see the month's record. the overall record to that point, what we expected to trade for the month, and what we expected to trade overall. So I'm just spending a couple minutes describing all the elements in this chart to you first, and then we'll talk about what kind of performance we've had. So you can see in the columns of all the dollar amounts, you can see in cell B13 that we started with $2,000 on July 1st. And then we had 6 trades during the month. And you can see that there are white trades where we made money and red trades where we lost money and the total amount went down. So you'll see that same pattern repeating in August, September, and so far in October. Now, the month record for July, the column B, was 3 and 3. In other words, we made money 3 times and we lost money 3 times. So the overall is the same since it was the first month. And then what we expected for the month, we expected to make 8 trades and we made 6 trades. Now, you may recall that at the outset of this challenge, I said that you could trade 5 days a week, but we're looking for a specific method to enter our trade. And that method does not give us the opportunity to trade each day. The conditions aren't quite right. So what we were hoping for was 2 trades per week, 2 out of the 5 days of the week. And that would be 8 trades for the month in a month of 4 weeks. So you can see that in July, we were only able to trade 6 times out of 8 is what we hoped for. Now in August, you'll see a similar pattern. We made money twice and we lost money once. So our overall record to that point from the very beginning was 5 and 4. You can see that in column C16. So we only traded 3 times in August, and that meant for the first full 2 months, we only traded 9 times, and we were hoping to have traded 16 times. Now, this is where, after August, we introduced an alternate method, hoping to get a few more trades in each month, because the number of trades is critical to our plan. You may also recall that we said that just winning half the time and losing half the time would enable us to fulfill our plan and make as much money as we expected to make. So sure enough, for July, we made money 3 times and we lost money 3 times. But if you look in cell C13, that says 2.4%. What that represents is the difference between where we started July at 2,000 and then the top of all those numbers, $2,048.72. So we made 2.4% in that single month. So again, way, way more than you would make in a bank account, because you wouldn't probably even make 2.4% in an entire year in a bank account. And we made it in the first month. So during August, we were only able to trade 3 times. We were 2 and 1, so 5 and 4 overall. If you look to the right of the bottom number on August, so we started at $2,048.72. If you look to the right of that, you will see 2 percentages. So the first percentage is 7.3%. That represents where we're at the end of the month of August compared to where we started. So if you're following, we started at 2,000 and we ended August at $2,145.20. So that's a gain of 7.3%. Just below that is the amount that we made during the month, which was 4.7%. And that's calculated by the fact that we started August at 2,048 and ended at 2,145. So you can keep following that and you'll see the numbers of trades in September went up a little bit and has gone up a little bit in October as well. What you will note is that we are currently 3 and 3 for October. If you look to the very right, the column in November and the percentages, it's a running total. So far for October itself, we are up 4%. And so far in October to this date, from our very beginning on July 1 at $2,000, we have made 13%. So that's a little under 4 months, and we've made 13%. So if you look at the top number in the October column, it's red because it means that last trade was a loss, but it's $2,261.36. So that's a gain of just 1.4% for the month. And I'm sorry, that's wrong. Okay, so you can see that we're doing very well overall so far. If you look at cell, excuse me, E16, you'll see 11 and 10. So we've won 11 times and lost 10 times, and yet we're up 13% on our money since July 1. So doing very well. The only thing we really want to try to do is to get more trades accomplished in a month so that we can get those percentages and those numbers up. We do have a new alternate method that we're looking into, and we've been trading on it in a demo account, but it's quite a bit more complicated than our original method and the alternate method. It's a lot more involved. And so right now we're still just kind of running the numbers to see if it's going to be lucrative enough for us to trade. The one thing we have noticed is that we are able to enter a trade more often than on the primary method and alternate, but patience sometimes is a virtue. So overall, of course, our goal is to make that 50% on our money, not just trade more every week. So we may not be rushing for this third method just quite yet. We may just keep sticking with the first two methods in November and see how we do. Maybe we'll just have to learn how to be happy with 6 trades per month rather than the original objective of 8. Okay, so there you have it. That was a long video today to get us back into gear after my extended vacation, but I'm back now, ready to go, and we're ready to finish up October and then get started in November. And we're really happy that we keep seeing those percentages and dollar values climb, and they will continue to do so if you stick with us and stick with the method. So that's it for tonight. We will see you again on Wednesday evening when we go over in a little bit more detail whether we had any trades on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday and how they did. All right, until then, I'm your host, Scott, for Foreign Currencies with Scott.